loves, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are brand new, I'm Candace, and today we have a special guest, my husband, Tim. So, since we're getting closer to the baby's due date, I thought it would be kind of cool for you guys to hear a little bit of Tim's perspective on how he feels being so close to being a first-time dad, and like how we're getting ready for the baby and some stuff like that. So that's really what this video is going to be about. It's just us talking about how we're getting ready for baby and just some of the feelings that we're having, being pretty much like 8 weeks away from our date that we're supposed to be having the baby. So I don't know, what are some of your thoughts on being 2 months pretty much away from being a daddy?
I mean, it's like real now, you know, with the crib up and the house getting situated. It is more and more real. I mean, just everything is just real because now we're having those real conversations. You know, we're doing tours of the hospital. We're looking into delivery options, labor and delivery, and everything. And now, after last week and after we had the conversation with the doctor and everything, I just think that like literally every week is getting more and more real as we get closer and closer to it.
Yeah, and I think for me it still seems a little bit surreal. I don't know if it'll even feel real until like I'll actually have her in my arms. But going back to what you were saying about the C-section, that was a very, you guys saw how I kind of felt about it, and I talked about, you know, just kind of some of my feelings as, you know, being able to, having to do a C-section versus being able to do the natural delivery that I had anticipated. And so how did you kind of feel after that appointment once we learned that a C-section was really going to be the safest option for us? And
well, first and foremost, you know, for me, the biggest thing is your safety. And then the safety of our baby, you know. I'd rather you and the baby be safe than anything else. However, I feel like with me it was disappointing because I know how important it was for you. And then with us having a IVF, having to go through IVF to get pregnant, so we got pregnant unnaturally, you know. And not through the natural process. I was really hoping that we would have the opportunity to have a natural birth, you know, to make it kind of compensate for it. So for me, it was frustrating, and it was a disappointment. It was a disappointment because me watching you cry over things that I don't have any control over are kind of hard and kind of difficult for me. Because it's, you know, I'm a fixer, and then I'm in a situation where it's like there's nothing I can fix about this. There's nothing I can do, you know. So for me, it was kind of like a helpless feeling.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So now that we've kind of processed the C-section and we're, you know, going to be scheduling the date soon, it'll make things a little easier to kind of make sure we have everything taken care of.
Right.
So we have a targeted date that we need to have.
So I believe that there's always a blessing, you know, in everything. And I think that, you know, now that we can plan it out, then now because we live so far from everybody, we can actually plan out, you know, as long as Bubs comes when she's supposed to, right? And I can actually now set up time, and I've already started talking to my boss about that to actually get the because I'm very blessed where I have a paternity leave, so I can actually start planning that out, which then gives me a little bit of time and us to start working through my schedule around that time, depending on the projects and everything that I'm working on, without just one day saying she's in labor, I'm out, you know, which I think is a blessing in disguise. Even though it's not what we wanted, I think that it's going to work together for our good, as all things do.
Right. Yeah, and so I think just some ways that we are, because a couple people have asked, like, are you ready for the baby? Or just asking, like, you know, how we're getting ready for the baby. And with us, you know, it taken us 10 years to get to this point, and this being our first baby, there are some things that we have no idea what we're supposed to be doing or things that we need, but there are some ways that we are starting to prepare for the baby. So as Tim said, we did do our labor and delivery tour at the birth center at the hospital, and so that gave me a little bit of peace of mind because I saw where we would have the baby, and we saw the room that I would recover in and the room that I would be staying in for the hospital stay. And just kind of got a couple of those questions answered as far as like the baby never leaves the room with you. So that was good to know that you have the baby in the room with you at all times, and just some things that I had no idea. And so the labor and delivery tour is one thing. We also signed up for some classes, so we'll be taking like breastfeeding classes. We'll take that together, which I think is important for him to take it with me so that he can know how to support me, because that's going to be a whole nother thing, breastfeeding. I have no idea about any of that. And then we signed up for infant care class, which kind of teaches you how to take care of an infant, so swaddling and burping and all that kind of stuff. And then Tim's gonna take a daddy boot camp class, which should be fun. It'll be all guys there. It's taught by men as well, just to kind of have a crash course in how to take care of a baby and how to support your partner after the baby's here. So, so those are some ways we're kind of getting ready. Just I've been doing a lot of reading, just trying to figure out what are the necessities for, because I know people will say, oh, you need all this stuff. You know, like what are the like basic necessities that we need for when the baby gets here. And I don't know, what else are we just trying to get the nursery together.
Trying to get the nursery together, trying to get the new house together, which the nursery is a part of the new house, but then there's other aspects of the new house that we're trying to get together.
Just want to make sure it's comfortable so that you know, we're not all going to be staying in the nursery, so we need to make sure that we have other places that are comfortable for us to be with the baby. But yeah, I think for me it still doesn't feel real, and I don't know if it'll feel real until that moment of like I have this little tiny human in my hand. But it's just so exciting. It's Tim loves to feel her kicking and
I was about to say it's feel for me like it's real for me when I reached out my hand and then I feel her like moving around, or she hears my voice, and then I'll start massaging a spot on your belly where I know she is, and then she starts to move like, I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah, I told you I love being there doing the snake. Is that the right word?
The worm.
The worm. The worm. Love being there doing the worm. But yeah, it's just exciting to be at this moment and just trying to take everything in, because I know after a couple of months I won't be feeling little kicks anymore, and so I'm just trying to just really enjoy every moment and enjoy, you know, everything that comes along with pregnancy and just the preparation. Even when it gets a little stressful, I just want to be able to look back, you know, on this moment and just remember this season, because we'll be in a new season pretty soon of first time parents.
Right.
The newborn. But
and that'll be different, and we'll have to learn to adjust.
Yeah, and then we'll be in the new season. We'll be parents of a toddler, and so I think it's just, you know, just trying to enjoy every little season, because I know things change so much and so quickly. But I don't know, what are we doing? Are you excited? Are you ready? Are you nervous? Are you?
So. One of my best friends, one of my closest friends in Michigan, Daryl, said that his daughter says, what does she say? Nerve-sighted. Like,
nervous and excited.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. She was like, yeah, Daddy, I'm nerve-sighted. So,
yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
I think I understand that though. Like I'm nervous, but I'm excited. You know. As a first-time father, I'm trying to think about everything that I need to do to make sure that she's taken care of and provided for. But the truth is I don't know what she needs to be taken care of or provided for. That's the nervous part about it, is because in my mind I'm trying to solve problems of being a dad when I have no idea how that's going to work out. I mean, I know it's gonna work out. It's gonna be great, but I just, you know, I think
that's normal because as human beings, we want to make sure that we do well at everything. Like, I want to be the best mom and the best dad, but in actuality, there's no really like such thing. Like, you just do the best you can. I mean, all they know is that they feel love, and you know, daddy spends time with me, and we do tea parties or whatever. They don't know about you trying to have X amount of dollars.
Go to the dollar movie.
They don't know about you trying to have X amount of dollars in your 401k. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff, it matters, but it doesn't matter to a child.
And I get that. And, you know, I think that's what I'm learning. And that's what one of my mentors, one of my pastors keep telling me is just, you know, just make sure that I'm available and that I'm there. That's the most important thing. And, you know, and let God do the rest. You know,
absolutely.
Let God
I have no idea what I'm doing. You know how to change a baby diaper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how long has it been since you changed a baby diaper? 20 years.
No, it's been a few years.
Whose diaper you changed?
My little cousin.
And how old is your littlest cousin?
The one who diaper I changed?
20. 21.
24. 22.
So it's been 20 years since he changed the diaper.
No, my nieces. So
5 years.
2.
You didn't change no diaper.
I did. I changed the baby's
anyway,
I changed the baby when I was there.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
he tried to make it sound better because it's
been
been 20 years since he changed the diaper.
No, it's been 20 years since I've done it consistently.
That's why we're going to...
It's been between 2 and 5 years since I've actually done it, though.
That's why we're going to classes at the hospitals.
Which, I mean,
so they can make sure they teach us how to do stuff.
Girls, you wipe down. I mean, that's all you need to know.
But anyway...
Put some powder on them, it'll be all right.
I mean, I'm sure we'll learn.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Before, 100 years ago, they didn't have classes. They just used to be like, oh, I messed up.
Yeah, the grandmas and the great-grandmas
can't do that again.
Well, I don't know. I think that's it. I mean, just kind of talking through how we're getting prepared for Bubs, and it's just going to be an amazing feeling after 10 years to just finally, like...
Right. I just can't wait.
I just want to see her face.
I just want to smell her little jaws.
I want to smell her jaws.
Kiss her little jaws and her little feet, and them little toes be like this big.
They'd be so little. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any tips for us as first time parents.
Fellas, holla. Reach out. How did y'all prepare?
Right.
What did y'all do?
Y'all have tips for preparing, you know, as first time parents. We would love to hear them down below in the comments.
Definitely.
As I said, I hope you guys enjoyed just hearing how we're getting ready for our little Bubs, our little baby girl. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss anything that has to do with our journey. And of course, all of my social media and email information is down in the description box if you want to reach out to me directly. I want to thank you guys so much for following along on our journey, and we will be back, or not him, I'll be back next time.
I'll be back again.
Probably not. I'll be back
next week.
I'll be back next time with another video. Hope you guys have an amazing week. Bye.
Let's do this. Hey loves, welcome to our channel. If you didn't know, this is Candace, my Fruitful journey. Football game is on. I'm done playing.
Well, we should have did this yesterday, like I said.
College football was on yesterday.
And the day before
that, NBA was on.
Lord Jesus. Hey loves, welcome back to... What are you doing?
I'm trying to remember to look at that and not that. Alright.
This is why y'all don't see him very often.
Right.
Because I sit down and do this.
She just does it. Come on, okay.
Due date for... Come on now, dog. You could have did that before I hit record.
I know, right?